Advertising management is one of the leading software solutions for out-of-home and indoor advertisers. Over 1,000 users make advertising placements in our 1C-based system every day. Today we'll explore the main features of the software. First, we'll go through the process of creating an inventory database and client database. After that, we'll make some advertising placements, set discounts and extra charges, and we'll take a look at installation work orders and photo reports. In the end, we'll create a couple of reports on advertising placements. So what you see is a media planning grid. This is a place where we plan advertising campaigns for our clients. And on the left, there's a list of advertising spaces. Here are the periods of placement, and at the bottom there's information about current client and reservation queue in a selected cell. Now let's see how advertising inventory database is created. This is the catalog of advertising spaces. It's basically a list of all our advertising spaces with short description of each of them. If you open one of the profiles, you will see that it contains all necessary information about the ad space, name, address, construction number, location specifics, as well as some additional attributes for analytics. When you make placements, you can filter and sort ad spaces by any of these parameters. You can add new parameters or hide irrelevant ones yourself without the help of a programmer. Any of these parameters can be displayed in media planning and in customer orders. You can attach an unlimited quantity of files to an ad space profile, either documents or images. First two images will be displayed in a separate tab in the profile. Usually it's a photo of the ad space and its location map. All attached images are uploaded to the website. The next tab contains placement prices for this ad space. The system supports multiple price lists. For example, you can create separate price lists for all clients and for agencies. Prices can be set in any currency for any period of time. Prices modification history is sorted in the system for an unlimited period of time. In the same way, there are tabs with installation prices and prices for printing services. There's also a separate tab with keywords for quick and convenient search within the database. This way, by creating ad space profiles for all your ad spaces, you will gradually fill in your address database. You can start with downloading a list of ad spaces from an Excel file and gradually add information to the profiles. Before making placements, let's take a look at the client database. In the client profile, we enter all necessary information about our client: business activity, name of the manager responsible for this client, information about brands that he uses, through which agencies he orders placements, and so on. This profile contains full contact information of the client's company and its employees. There's also a separate profile for each contact person with fields for some additional data. In addition to this, the software has a CRM system that keeps track of all interaction events and allows you to create tasks on interaction with clients. It sorts detailed information about what happened during an interaction event. When you open an event profile, you see who was contacted and what issues were discussed. Task assignment system won't let any important issues slip your mind. You can assign the task not only to yourself, but also to other users. You can add a link to a document from the database into the task content. Also, you can create a task reminder directly from the document, for example, about checking on invoice payment status, and you can address it to yourself or to any of your coworkers. The system will automatically send notifications to managers in case of any changes in reservation queues or overdue invoices. We've gone through a CRM system of the software, and now before moving on to placements, let's explore two more objects: advertising materials and customer orders. The first one contains a list of layouts of advertising materials provided by the client. Advertising material profile contains information that can influence the price of installation and printing services. Customer order represents an advertising campaign of the client. Customer order can be also called media plan, or advertising sheet, or address program. The order contains a list of placements and additional services provided under one or several appendixes to the contact. The order is the beginning of a continuous chain of linked documents issued during an advertising campaign. On the basis of the order, we create commercial invoices and statements of services rendered, cash receipts, and warehouse documents. This order already contains some placements. They were added via Media Planning Grid, which we saw in the beginning of the presentation. Let's go back to it and add more placements to this order. To make it easier, let's apply some filters in Media Plan settings, so that only ad spaces that we want will be displayed in the media plan, instead of the entire address database. For example, let's set filters by city, ad space type, and price. Now we see that only ad spaces we're interested in are displayed. Address programs can be created very quickly and easily. To add a placement to your order, you just need to double-click a selected cell. The placement will be added to the order with the price from the price list and reservation period automatically calculated according to reservation rules established in the system. You can also make placements in a detailed mode. In this case, after you double-click a cell, you will see a window where you can edit parameters of the placement. Here you can change the price of the reservation period, if user access rights allowed, of course. After saving placement, you can edit them as well. You can edit them by one or by using a batch processing tool. This batch processing tool has a lot of interesting features and allows you to modify your placements in many different ways. For example, you can set a discount or an extra charge, set rotations of advertising materials, adjust total amount of the advertising campaign to the required amount, and so on. As you can see, with our software creation and editing of address programs is just a matter of several minutes. For printing it out, there's a flexible system of data output settings. We won't go through it now and we'll create a printing form by default. Printing form includes information about placements, reservations, additional services, prices, and discounts. You can add a separate column for a link to a web page with description of the ad space and a link to an online map with ad space location. Address program can be printed out or saved in Excel format. Also, you can set it to the client via email directly from the software. What we see on the screen now will be sent to the client in Excel format together with ad space photos by built-in email client. I'd like to pay additional attention to how quickly the managers can create address programs. Even if the client is new and is not yet recorded in the database, it can take just a couple of clicks to create a new client profile and add a new order. Right after that, you can make placements. Within several minutes, the client will receive a draft of an address program by email. The second and the third tabs of the customer order contain information about additional services provided within this advertising campaign. They include installation works, printing of ad materials, and any other chargeable services. The list of installation works and printing services is filled in automatically. There's a separate tab for editing and reviewing discounts and extra charges applied to the order. Discounts can be applied both automatically and manually. Automatic discounts include volume discounts, agency discounts, seasonal discounts, or extra charges for using additional brand, and so on. These discounts will be applied automatically according to the rules created in the system. An example of a rule for a volume discount you can see on the screen. Conditions of applications and validity periods are entered here. Also, the user can add any quantity of manual discounts. The most convenient way to do it is to use a batch processor tool that we've seen earlier. You can set limits on the size of manual discounts that can be applied by users. Also, there's a built-in system of approval for particularly large discounts. In the Payment tab, you can select one of the payment schedules according to which the client will pay for his campaign. You can create an unlimited amount of payment schedules. The software will create an invoice for each payment stage automatically and will monitor timely receipt of payment. In reports, you'll be able to see receivables by planned payment dates or an actual debt according to closing documents. Usually, the order is supported by one or several appendixes to the contract. Most documents in the system can be printed out with the help of preset print templates. Instead of selected tags, the software will fill in the data from the system. The speed of issuing documents will get significantly higher. You can create any number of such templates yourself without the help of a programmer, and print out contracts, appendixes, and other necessary documents directly from the system. Apart from customer order, there are more than 30 other types of documents. Let's take a quick look at them. Sales documents are the documents provided to the customer during the campaign. They include commercial invoices and statements on services rendered. Barcode reading feature and a system monitoring receipt of signed originals from customers will help you sort out your paper flow. The system contains all necessary bank and cash register documents for registering incoming and outgoing payments. Inventory accounting monitors availability of advertising materials at your warehouse for completing installation works. Specially designed business process will establish coordinated work between warehouses and sales department. Record keeping of fixed assets will help you sort out permission documents, technical passports, rent payments, and so on. Pricing documents are used for adding new price lists, rules of applying discounts, and extra charges in the order of their application. We'll take a detailed look at installation work documents and photo report features of the software. On the basis of approved placement, you can create an installation work request. It contains information about what advertisements are installed, by whom, when, whether advertising materials have already entered the warehouse, and where they can be picked up. Most attributes are filled in automatically. Data from request goes to an installation work order. This document is created specifically for a certain work team and contains a list of work to be carried out. The work team can receive a copy of this document on a mobile device with Android OS, mark the works as completed, and add a technical photo report. Users of the main database will immediately see the information about work results and will be able to prepare photo reports for their advertisers. Photo reports can be stored in the database of the system or in external drives. Storage period of photo reports is unlimited. Photo reports can be emailed directly from the system. There's a special extended report on installation works that will give you a full picture of all installation, dismantling, and repair work status. This report belongs to a group of production reports. There are more than 20 different reports in the system. Today we'll take a look at some of them. One of the most important reports in the system is advertising inventory. It shows availability of ad spaces during a certain period of time, as well as occupancy of ad spaces and reservation statuses. This report has a lot of different settings. For example, you can adjust it to show only available ad spaces, apply different filters, and add columns with additional information. The report can be saved in Excel format or sent via email directly from the system. You can set up a schedule of automatic creation of this report and upload it to your website or send it to your partners. The software will create this report at any given time automatically and send it out by email. The next report will give us similar information but from a slightly different angle. This report is Advertising Inventory Efficiency Analysis. Here we can check the occupancy of our advertising inventory. The report shows what placements were planned, occupancy ratio, average selling price, and some other parameters. Let's move on to one of the most flexible reports on advertising placement. We'll take it as an example and explore the general principles of report settings. Now you see a very simple type of report. There are only two groups, clients and advertising spaces. Each client is detailed by advertising spaces that he has bought during the period of the report. By changing groups, we can easily change the format of information output. Now, each advertising space is detailed by the clients that have bought it. Let's add grouping by manager. We can see the result by manager, by client, and by advertising space. Let's make the report simpler and delete grouping by ad space. Now we can see a very simple report only with clients and managers. All reports in the software are interactive, which means that if you double-click the name of any object in the report, a window with the profile of this object will appear. In this case, we double-click a customer. Now we can see his profile. Report settings allow you to group not only the lines, but also the columns of the table. Let's add a column with information about districts where ad spaces are located. And now we will change them to periods, and here's the information on sales dynamics. Now let's take a look at short reports that are very convenient for retrieving management information, but if you're used to big and detailed tables, you can create them in the software as well. You just need to reduce the amount of grouping and set a list of fields. Some reports can be displayed as circular diagrams, column charts, or line charts for convenient data analysis. As you can see, the system of report settings is not that difficult to understand. Our tutorial will help you with it. I hope this presentation was useful for you. We've reviewed only a small part of software features. You can find detailed information about the software on our website. Also, we'll be glad to answer all your questions by email, by phone, or in the comments under this video.